Hi guys, welcome back to part 2 of my pickups. This one's going to be retro focused. Just a few games that I picked up for the Game Boy, the PlayStation 1 and the Super Nintendo. I'm going to leave the Super Nintendo games till last because those are the jewels. So let's get started. The first game I picked up here, this one was for the Game Boy. And this is a game that I played a lot as a kid. It was definitely one that I've been meaning to get for a long time. I hold a lot of nostalgic value for this game. I never owned it, but I did get to play it quite a lot. I can't get my words out. I played it a lot when I was a kid, and I really enjoyed it. And I loved the series that this game is based on, and that is Tiny Toons, Bab's Big Break. And I also picked up the manual as well. Yeah, just a really fun game. I really enjoyed this one back in the day. So I'm very happy to add this to the collection. Now, moving on. I've got a couple of games here for the PlayStation 1. They're both really good titles. With PlayStation 1 now, I have to say that I've pretty much done collecting for it for the most part. I mean, it's definitely the system that I was fortunate enough to get most of the games during its initial run. So there hasn't been many games that I've needed to get after the fact. And I've been lucky, been pretty fortunate that I've been able to get most of them anyway. So like with the PlayStation 2, I've just been pretty much just trying to fill in the gaps here and there. But otherwise, I'm pretty much done with it for the most part. But yeah, so I've got two titles here, two really great games. The first game here, this is one that I remember back in the day. It used to be very popular on the PC, and I always wanted to play it because it's a Star Wars game, and it's one of those games that is not actually based on any of the films. It's actually based on the extended universe, and I've always wanted to try this game because it looked really good, and that is Star Wars Dark Forces. This is a first-person shooter where you sort of play as a character called Kyle Katarn. It looks really good. It's sort of like a side mission. I believe it's set in between a couple of the original films, but I'm really excited to play this game because it looks really good. And I got it for, it was about $5 all in. So very happy to get this game into the collection. And finally for the PlayStation 1, this is a game that it's been on my radar for a very long time. I sort of ummed and ahed about it for a long time, you know, whether I was going to get it or not. And that's mainly because it is quite an expensive game. But it is a game that I've always wanted to try. I don't know if I'll go out of my way to get the sequel, but I'm happy that I've got this one anyway. And the game is Mega Man Legends. I'm really happy with this game. I've played it. It's a fun game. It's a very cool take on Mega Man. And this came in really nice condition. Unfortunately, and this is my own fault for not reading the description, but the game, although it's in nice condition, there is a P written on the manual as well as the disc as well. I believe I can get the disc, the marker pen off the disc, but if anyone knows how I can get the marker pen off the manual, please let me know in the comments below. But aside from that, the disc is in very good condition. There's barely a mark on it, and the case is complete as well, so I'm very happy otherwise. Unfortunately, I didn't read the description. I won it on auction. I won it for £43. So not too bad for this game, but you know, still pricey nonetheless. But I'm happy to finally add this one to the collection because it has been a game that has been one I've been thinking about getting for a long time. So yeah, very happy with that. And finally, for the Super Nintendo, this is definitely the system that I'm planning to put a hell of a lot more focus towards. Since I'm pretty much now done with my Mega Drive collection, I wanted to put more focus towards the other system that I just have a lot of love for. Most of you know that I've got a lot of love for the 16-bit systems. You know, Super Nintendo, Mega Drive. Those were my systems that I grew up with. I mean, I never owned a Super Nintendo when I was a kid, but I had plenty of friends that did, and they used to loan me their consoles, and I would trade them mine. So I did get to play quite a wide variety of games for the system. So ever since I got my Super Nintendo, I've just been trying to pick up the games that I either got to play as a kid and loved, or games that I always wanted to play but never got. So in the time that I've been picking up for the Super Nintendo, I've generally been happy buying loose carts. But lately I've just sort of decided that I want to get most of the games boxed and complete. And I'm also talking about games I already own, but I want to get them again boxed and complete. You know, I'm not expecting to get every game boxed and complete simply because, you know, the prices for these games are just, some of them are just way out of my range. So, but for the more common titles, I'm going to do my best to try and get them boxed and complete. But there was one game that I've got here that I had to get boxed and complete because it is my favourite game on the Super Nintendo. So anyway, before I get to that game, and before I even get to my box games, I did pick up one loose cart. And this is because the price for this game, it's not expensive boxed and complete, but it's just one of those games that I'm not too bothered about because it's a good game, but it's just, I'm not too concerned whether I get it boxed or complete. Now this game is actually one that I discovered after watching Pete SNES-tastic's video. He bought this game a while back, had some gameplay footage of it, and it looks really good. It's a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up, and that is Legend. It's really cool actually. This game sort of reminds me of Golden Axe in many ways. You sort of play as like a barbarian warrior type. It's very, very good. It plays very well. Quite hard though. I got to the last boss of the first, the end boss of the first level. Quite hard. Was it the first? No, I think it was the second level. The second level. If I'm not too sure. Was it mid? Oh god, I don't know. I'm going nuts. Anyway, yeah, it's quite a hard game, but it's a lot of fun. So thank you very much, Pete, for bringing this game to my attention, and I'm very happy to add this one to the collection. Now, these next games, these are all boxed and complete titles. One of them is a game that I don't have at all, and the other two are games that I already have as loose carts, but have opted to get as boxed and complete. First game here, this is one that I don't have at all in the collection. It's a Disney game. I know if some of you that have watched my videos know I do like my Disney games, and this is one of those games that was a Super Nintendo exclusive. So I definitely had to pick that one up, and this is the Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse. Yeah, as you can see, I've got it in a box protector. The games don't have to be meant for me, but as long as the box is in good solid shape, it's not like, you know, falling apart or it's got bits ripped off of it, then I'm happy. So yeah, I'm really happy to add this one into my collection. It's been the one that I thought would be quite tricky to get, but I have to say this game was actually kind of a nightmare to get hold of. I actually won this game originally on an auction, and I had some trouble getting some money together. I was still waiting to get paid, and then when I finally got my money and I paid the seller, he said to me that someone had hacked his account, his email account, so he couldn't accept my payment. So I had to retract the payment. And then the guy was trying to say to me if I could pay via PayPal. I'm assuming outside of eBay. I told him I wasn't willing to do that. He understood, you know, he understood, but it was just a bit of a pain in the ass. Then he was talking about trying to relist the game, even though I'd won it in the auction. And then, you know, I just decided, you know what, I can't be asked for going through all that hassle. So I just looked up another copy, found another condition, one that I was happy with, and just opted for that one and just told the other seller, you know, do what you want with that game. It's okay. So this was the second attempt at getting it. I saw it as a buy it now. Fortunately, it was a little bit more than what I'd won the other copy initially. Not by much, only by a couple of quid. So I got this game for, I believe it was £32, £32 all in. And so I'm very, very happy to get this one. It's a really fun game. Don't know if I prefer it to the Mega Drive Disney games, but it's definitely a lot of fun. So I'm very, very happy to add this one to the collection. And just as you can see, have a look-see, it's in a very decent shape. So yeah, that's it. And the next game here, this is one that it's the second of a series on the Super Nintendo. I have the first game boxed and complete, but the other two in the series, I have them as loose carts. But I've decided I'm going to get them all boxed and complete. And this is another game that I have a lot of nostalgia for. It was one of the games I played as a kid. Really enjoyed it, even though I'm utterly shite at it. And that is Super Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. It's a decent nick. There's some slight, you know, it's a bit messed up in the edges, but otherwise it's in solid shape. I got this for £26. So I'm really, really happy to add this one in the collection, because this was definitely the game, one of the games of my childhood. I used to play this so much. It's weird because I was so crap at it, even as a kid. I was so rubbish at this game, but I loved it. It was just so much fun to play. So very, very happy to add this one to the collection. And finally, this is a game from a series that I'm such a big fan of. It was one of the first games that I got as a loose cart when I picked up my Super Nintendo, and it is definitely probably my favourite game. It probably shares that honour with Probotector, but it's one of my favourite games on the Super Nintendo, and I just decided I had to get this one boxed. Unfortunately, it's gone up since when I got the loose cart of this game. I mean, I remember when I bought my loose cart about 3 years ago. I bought it for about £16, and nowadays the loose cart alone goes for around 30 quid, which is just ridiculous. And a box copy can go anywhere from, you know, sort of the 40 to sort of £100 range. But I managed to get a really good condition copy. I bought it. I won an auction. I won it for £48. You know, it stung a little bit, but you know what? It's definitely a game I wanted to get boxed and complete, and that is Super Castlevania 4. Just very, very happy to finally add this to the collection. It's in good shape. The only thing is there's like a sort of sticker mark. This is not ripped. It's just like a sticker on top here. It's not too bad around the edges. I'm going to get a box protector for it because I've run out. But it's a nice nick. It's complete, and I'm very, very happy because probably from all the Super Nintendo games that I do own, this is actually the one that I play the most. So very glad to finally get this one out of the way and have a fully boxed copy of it in my collection. And yeah, so that's it. Very, very happy with this one. But that's it, guys. Those are my pickups. Now, I hope you like these last two vids. Thank you very much for watching. If you watched both vids, thank you very much for doing so. Yeah, I've splurged a little bit in these last few weeks, and that's because of my birthday. My birthday's coming up now. It's coming up on Sunday, so I decided to sort of splurge out a little bit more than I normally do. And I'm just sort of trying to put more focus now towards the Super Nintendo. So I'm very happy with what I've gotten. There's still a few games that I want to get boxed that I already have as loose carts, and there's a few games that I don't have at all that I'm going to try and get, hopefully for good prices. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate everyone that watches my videos. And of course, everyone that gives it a thumbs up, it's very much appreciated, guys. And of course, I would love to hear your thoughts as well, guys, on what you thought. Let me know. If there are any games on the Super Nintendo that you think I might need or I might be interested in, please let me know. Please drop it in the comments below as well. I'll definitely love to hear your recommendations. Just be aware though, guys, that I'm not going to get any RPGs on the Super Nintendo. So yes, I do know about games like Secret of Mana and Chrono Trigger and Legends of Zelda, but is it Link's Awakening or Link from the Past? I've got, you know, I've got them on other formats, so it's not really a necessity for me. So anyway, guys, enough waffling. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll be back soon. So yeah, thanks for watching and take care. Bye bye.